Hello, I'm Jennifer Gastoldi from Trendease International, and we are here with the first episode of a collection of docuseries talking with the designers who are participating in the Creative Swings project at Kingsgate Castle. What is Creative Swings? It is a project that is supporting new talent and those working in creative social responsibility. We started the project at the end of 2023, which is when we commissioned William Harris, who is sitting with me today, to make two extraordinary chandeliers. Thank you for joining us today, William.
Thank you for having me, Jennifer.
So let's start from the beginning. I found you at Greengrads.
Yes.
What brought you to Greengrads?
Greengrads kind of came to me and they were just like, we love what you're doing. You know, would you want to show with us? And I said, sure, I would love to meet other people as well that are working in sustainability.
So you're a recent graduate from RCA. And essentially what you do is you scour the streets of London and soon to be other cities.
Oh, yes.
Picking up waste PET plastic bottles and glass wine bottles, Prosecco, champagne, whatever type of drink tickles your fancy. Well, not your fancy, somebody else's fancy. So you pick up this essentially garbage and you turn it into something extraordinarily beautiful and luxurious.
Yes, yeah. But the idea for it just came from just, it's one thing to make something that's, you know, we've all seen before, because like all the chandeliers that I've seen, you know, made from bottles, you could still tell that they were bottles. You know, what I really wanted to do is really evolve and push the material further and really take it to that high end, because all the things that I've seen up until this point, you know, some of it, I mean, is amazing, but it's missing the finesse, that extra little bit that finishes the magic trick. You know, and so, you know, I chose chandeliers also because, you know, it's one of the most universal symbols of luxury and wealth. I mean, like, it really is the ultimate challenge at that point. You know, it's not like it's a lamp, it's not like it's, you know, a desktop lamp or a pendant lamp. You know, the chandelier, it's a challenge. So.
And it took you approximately 6 months to make these two chandeliers.
Yes, around then. Because, you know, with the material and the machinery that I have, yeah, so you can only go but so fast. But yeah, it was quite a challenge.
Did you happen to count how many bottles you used to make the pieces?
Well, it's funny that you asked that, because between both chandeliers, there are 538 mouthpieces. There were 24 I think was the Frasante bottles. There are 9 Serrano bottles, and I believe that is all that I've counted at the moment from the bottle portion of it, like, you know. So.
Including a couple of bottles from my birthday on the airplane with my mom.
Oh yes. So it's the little
mini bottles, yeah.
The best. And they were great. Thank you so much for giving those to me, because they gave me, you know, a range of sizes, which sounds great.
Well, it's nice to have a personal touch. And I said to my mom, don't throw the bottles out. Don't give them to the stewardess. Let's take them and add them.
Well, and I'm so glad that you did. So glad.
Yeah. So can you take us through the process? Because this is something truly unique that people don't fully understand.
I mean, I'm still learning it myself, but I mean, as far as I've gotten. So basically, it all starts with, okay, what are we doing? What is being designed? Okay, and it's from that you start to select certain bottles for certain things. Okay, it's not like you can just, I mean, I personally don't have the facilities or the space to just, you know, pull it as much as I can and just select from there. This is kind of like, you know, it's like grocery shopping. You know what I mean? Like, you go into the store with a very clear list of exactly what you're looking for. So for the plastic, the first thing I do is I have to go out and there are certain bottles that I do like that I have printed with that print actually very well.
So I'm going to pause you for a moment. Printing. So you take these bottles and you melt them down. How do you get this? Nobody knows what you do with them.
Well, so basically what happens is I take them off the street first. Once I find the bottle that will work, I take it home. It has to get washed first, and then the labels have to get stripped off of it. It's got to get cleaned with acetone to make sure it gets all the gummies off of it, and then it goes through machine number 1, which is called the recreator. So I've built a machine. Actually, it was designed by Joshua R. Taylor. He basically made this machine and put it online where you can download the files to print and then create your own. And what this machine does is it takes the plastic soda bottles and it pulls them into filament, which you can then run through a 3D printer. So that's for the plastic portion. For the glass, you just pretty much have to go out, collect the glass. Again, it has to come in, it gets washed, it gets processed and prepped, which means if it has to get separated, it has to get separated, and it has to have certain parts cut off of it before you can start working with that, depending on what it is that you're doing. So yes, and once you get through all of that, then we can get into, okay, let's make the thing that we want.
Alright, so the plastic bottles are the arms of the chandeliers.
Yes, the arms and also like spacing pieces and stuff like that. Mm-hmm.
And then as we will see, the mouthpieces are the chains.
Oh yes.
And can you take us through kind of a step-by-step process of how a bottle turns into that?
Okay, well basically it breaks down to this. So depending on what piece you're doing, this first thing you got to do is you got to research, the classic parts of a chandelier. Okay. Once you have that, then you start to look at like, all right, now what parts of the bottle can I cut that will give me that shape? Because again, we're not reinventing the wheel here. It's like, you kind of want to work and exploit with what's already there. So depending on what it is, so now if it's chains, so like, on the chandelier, one of the classic parts of chains, it's just strand of chains. So I came up with the idea, I said, well, I need something that's uniform, throughout all the bottles, and it's the exact same size. The mouthpiece is perfect because it's something that's perfectly round. And I was like, but if you turn it sideways, I could drill 2 holes into it and then slip it a gem. And that's how I can then make a chain. I could have the individual things linked together. So that was kind of how that was created. A candle cup, which is the part that basically, gems hang off of. That one was pretty much straightforward. It's the shoulders of a bottle. So if you take, if you cut from like, kind of 3/4 of the way up, and you take the neck off of it as well, you're left with this with this hemisphere, which you can then turn upside down, and that makes a beautiful, nice cup shape.
And for these, it's slightly different what you did.
Yes, for these, what I wanted to do is, I was left, after I cut off, I had a lot of excess of the frizzante bottle, and that beautiful diamond weave cut like faceted pattern. Really gorgeous. And I said, I really wanted to incorporate that more. So what I did was, from my scrap, I then recut from those shards these textured crystals, because that's the other thing. Some of the bottles actually, if you look at them, they have beautiful textures imprinted in them. And, I said, well, why not use it? Because, it's something that is already there. And it helps fill it in nicely.
So waste from waste, generate more beauty.
Exactly.
Have we measured the wingspan of, did you call it
Yes, they're almost about 40 inches across. Like they've got some size to them. And they're almost as tall actually as I am, which is crazy. Like,
and how tall are you?
I'm about 5'11". So like, these guys are, from canopy to ball prism, like they're pretty much almost looking me right in the eyes.
Should we share with our viewers where the columns were for some time?
Oh yes, most definitely.
And where were they?
Well, so the columns basically, I live in a small studio apartment, and so when the columns were put together, I had no place to lay them out flat safely than my bed. So like they slept next to me at night.
We did installation a couple days ago.
Yes. Oh yes.
Over 9 hours.
This for me, I think this is one of the biggest installs I think I've ever done, because I've never made something, or I've never made chandeliers this size. So the complexities behind actually making a traditional style chandelier, it's actually the reason why it is the most difficult one.
Well, it was fun to be with you late night, helping put the pieces together, and thank you to Richard who helped us with the hanging and wiring. And
yes.
No, it's been a journey, and it's been fantastic with you sending me the pictures and videos throughout the whole process, which we're sharing with everybody now. Anybody who wants to come and see the chandeliers, please contact us, and I invite you to come to Kingsgate Castle. And William is available for commissions.
So yes, if there's anything that you think of, definitely reach out and we'll sit and we'll talk and see what's possible.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more interviews with amazing talents such as William Harris.